Hello YouTube, it's Lion here with Hobbies of a Man, and today we are doing another first impressions video. Today we're going to cover two different books, and as always we're just going to go over the book stats, the general information about the book, the premise, and then a talking point or two just to kind of hit on something I really want to talk about each volume, and then that'll be it. So I am going to divide it into sections. The first section is the introduction, then the first book and the second book. You can find it in the description under the chapters section or in the video progress bar, and just skip to the section you like. Now today we are going to go over Waiting for Spring and LDK, and the kind of general idea here that is connecting them, besides being shoujo, is that they're both from Kodansha. Besides that, they're not really all that similar, but I did want to have these together because to me, it made sense in my brain. Okay, let's do the Kodansha shoujos together. So that's really the only reason why these are together here. But yeah, let's just jump into it. So book one is Waiting for Spring. Now this is written by Anashin, and the publisher is obviously Kodansha, like I said. There's a close-up of that so you guys can see. There you go. And the demographic is shoujo, obviously. The genres are rom-com, and you could even say sports, but the sports element don't really come into play very often, at least not in this first volume. We only got like half of a game, or like a game of basketball, but the focus wasn't on the game. It was on the female character cheering for her male friends playing in the basketball game. So, you know, it's not really sports manga, but it's like sports manga adjacent. So there you go. Now, adaptations wise, this has a live action film, which actually I recently read is the general tendency with shoujo manga. Most shoujo manga doesn't actually get anime, as far as I understand it. It actually gets television live action shows, more aligned with like soap operas or TV dramas, which makes a lot of sense, actually. I mean, the article I read was like, yeah, most of the viewership for those types of shows is like young teenage girls, so it obviously makes sense that if you're gonna market manga for them, you should also turn that into a live action show instead of this anime thing, right? So that's the article I read. I'm not really sure if it's true, but at least in this case, it is right. This does have a live action adaptation. It does not have an anime, as far as I can see. Now, the premise here is that this lonely girl who kind of works at this cafe that is basically like her safe haven, suddenly her safe haven gets invaded by this load of basketball players from her school. They're called the Four Heavenly Players, or the basketball team's Four Heavenly Knights, or something like that. And somehow they end up becoming friends. And then there's a little bit of a sprinkling of romance there, just to keep things, you know, interesting for the, you know, general premise of the story. So this does have a slow beginning. At first, you're like, I don't really like this character, or at least I was, because it was like, dude, everyone has that moment where they're not cool in high school, or where they're not popular. The only thing that is going to change that is if you go out of your way to talk to people, but this girl doesn't really. And so it's like you're kind of digging your own hole. You're kind of making your own situation bad. If you just chose to talk to someone, you could do, you know, you could change your situation. And it was kind of annoying, but it quickly gets over that, and she quickly realizes, hey, I need to talk to someone. So that was really good. I really like that, and I really enjoyed it by the end. There was a bit of a cliffhanger there that I thought was really good. I'm really interested in this manga from here on out. It's only 13 volumes long, 14 volumes long, I think, but this has finished at this point, as far as I remember. If that's not true, I'll put it on the screen so you guys can see that, but it's a story that I do want to pick up more of. When I'll do that, I'm not really sure, but hopefully this next upcoming week I will go to the bookstore after, you know, Texas decides it's gonna get warm again, and then I'll try to pick up Waiting for Spring Volume 2. But yeah, the art is nice, the story is cool, the boys are okay. I mean, I'm not really a fan of like cute boys, which is a lot of the type of stuff that shows up here. But I like them. I thought they were interesting. I enjoyed the interactions that they had with each other and with the female character. And so I can't really complain about anything. So overall, I really did enjoy this volume quite a bit. Now, let's move on to LDK. Now, this is written by Ayu Watanabe. And the publisher is Kodansha, like I said. Here you go. I really like that Kodansha doesn't use the same basic white cover for every book. I really enjoy that as a collector. And the demographic is shoujo, and the genres here are rom-com, drama, and slice of life. Now this also has a live-action movie adaptation, which goes back to what I said earlier about the article that I read. And I mean, that's basically it for that. Now the premise here is basically there's this really popular guy that kind of doesn't hate women, but like hates the girls that are around him because they all basically end up being groupies and none of them actually care about him as an individual. And so he kind of takes this out on them by either being mean or kind of making fun of them in a way that they don't know they're being made fun of. And then enters our, normal, average high school girl, and they end up living together. A convoluted situation happens. Basically, they have to share an apartment for a while. And along the way, it seems like they're going to get together and that love is going to bloom between them. Yeah, I don't know, man. Look, this is a very mid-tier book. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. And in general, it was just very, average. Like, at the end of it, I was like, I could read more of this. But I would have to waste money, and I don't feel that for me, it's worth any of that, right? So I don't want to give it up yet because I think if I give it another chance, a few more volumes, I might enjoy it more, and then I'll be able to collect all 24 of them or whatever. But as of right now, I have no interest in buying another volume. I don't want to get rid of this because, if I run across another volume for pretty cheap online or at my local used bookstore or something, I will probably pick it up. But I'm not going to go out of my way to buy a brand new volume of this series because it doesn't really interest me that much. Overall, I think it was okay. It wasn't bad. It just kind of didn't do it for me. And it's kind of sad because so far I was having a great time with all this shoujo. This one didn't do anything wrong, but it didn't do anything right either, if that makes sense. At least for me. It just kind of played with the premise of it, a popular guy and an average girl living together, but it never actually went into doing anything meaningful with it, and I just kind of was a little bit disappointed by that. But overall, I think it was okay. I would reread this for sure, and I am going to give it at least a month or two on my shelf before I read it again, and then be at that point, I will decide, hey man, this might not be for me, right? But for now, it's just going to get it's just going to get put in the bookshelf, and that's that for that. I said that way too many times there, but that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe, and comment down below. A lot of people have actually told me that LDK is very definitely that sort of series where it feels really average and middle of the road, but I want to hear what you guys have to say. So if you like it, please let me know down in the comments. Let me know if it gets better after this first volume. And overall, just if you agree with me, let me know that too. So thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like, subscribe, and comment down below like always. And thank you guys very much for watching once again. See you guys later.